Hi guys. Today I'm going to talk about tokenized real estate. Not just ideas and concepts, but practical insights so that you can learn from our experience and be profitable. So I'm going to have a brief introduction on what tokenized real estate is, and then I'm going to use Alicia as an example to scale give you an understanding of how to scale and manage tokenized real estate. So yeah, tokenized real estate is basically an investment offering that is tracked and traded on chain. One of the biggest benefits is being able to access global liquidity on an otherwise illiquid asset class. Real estate tokenization, I think, is still in the early stages, especially compared to its competitors. But it's growing at a fast rate of approximately 20% every year. There are many reasons, I think, why we're still at the adopting stage. The biggest reason being regulations, which I'm going to talk about a bit later. But since this product offering is a blend of technology with a traditional asset class with limited access, there's a lot of obstacles you need to overcome, including building trust for your clients on the assets that you are covering. So it's not just about finding a good real estate property, I think, but you need to really have clarity on the technology that you use and be very consistent of the data that you provide to build the relationship with your clients. So, Alicia, we are the primary issuer and distributor of tokenized assets in Korea since 2018. We've tokenized around 170 different RWA products so far, 90% of them being in real estate form. We're currently sitting at around 20 million AUM, and most recently we have deployed on the XRP ledger. So if you ask me what the hardest problem was during our 7 years in operation, is regulations. We have a long history with the Korean government, and understandably, it's hard because there is still no direct law surrounding what we are offering. Our approach was that we imitated the traditional way of doing things. So the collective schemes or the investment product offerings that we did revolved inside the boundaries of traditional finance. We've basically tried every single type of collective schemes, and today we have a money lending license in South Korea to facilitate peer-to-peer loans. So what that means is that we have property owners that wrap their property assets and value into a token, and then that token is then used as collateral to borrow crypto from peer individual lenders or accredited lenders. So this is possible because crypto is still considered a commodity in South Korea. So basically, this is a tradable transaction between peers, and we're just facilitating them. For foreigners outside Korea, we use exempt laws. We have presence here in Singapore, and we also have a DAO entity in the state of Wyoming. But it's really hard to say if we're doing it right because regulations change all the time. So I think the best thing you can do if you're entering this space is to find a really good lawyer, a good lawyer, a Lincoln lawyer actually, who won't just say no, but will sit down and work with you and try to figure out a way to convince the big brothers. So, like I said, we have two entities in South Korea. We have two entities to facilitate this. One entity is solely an issuer of tokens. The other one, which holds the money lending license, will be the distributor of these tokens. I also want to note that we work with other P2P lenders and private markets to increase liquidity, but these other platforms, they have to comply with their own jurisdictions. The second factor that's very important when tokenizing real estate is to have accurate data. The data on the token has to exactly represent the value of the underlying asset and also its obligations. Offline integrity is also very important. If your property owner goes default, then that's the end of the game. So what we do is we have dedicated account managers to take care of it. If things get worse, we have third parties, clearinghouses, NPLs that will take care of the property owner and the valuation of the asset. So having accurate data accuracy is also important for performance. During issuance and distribution, you need to be very consistent with your data, whether you have your own Oracle solution or you work with other Oracle providers, so that you need to make sure the data on the token or the value of the tokens is consistent among other networks and other distributors. To do that, you need to have data integrity. Speaking of global markets, when you first design your token, you have to always have the global market perspective in mind. That is because the global markets itself is all the jurisdictions are all very different. So you have to really be careful on who you're targeting, which jurisdiction you're aiming for, and then with that, be inside the regulatory framework of that jurisdiction or those clients. Compliance is also very important these days. You need to make sure you're fully compliant, not just yourselves, not just the platform, not just the property owner, but also for your customers and clients. Interoperability is another important factor. As you know, blockchain crypto is spread across a lot of different networks. So it's really hard to capture liquidity on one network or one chain. So you have to keep in mind that the token that you're issuing is interoperable so that you can be flexible when catering towards your clients. Other factors that you need to consider is the infrastructure. You need other venues, platforms, and services to cater your customers. If you're looking to attract retail, you need to have less friction as possible. And to do so, you have to be talking to on-ramps, apps, and other providers to boost the experience. Ecosystem is also very important. In the end, this is an online investment product, and the power community is really, really strong. You actually save a lot of time if you have a strong community behind you, because eventually they will help each other and make you thrive throughout. So yes, to revisit what I've just said, there are some really important factors that you need to consider when tokenizing real estate. I think it's really easy to just identify them, but from an operation perspective, you're going to run into a lot of walls, and you have to eventually choose one of the other options to continue your business. Yeah, so that's it for today. Feel free, we're open to pioneers like us. Feel free to contact us or reach out to me whenever if you have any other questions. Thank you for your time, and yeah, thank you.